got the call. Kevin's really come into his own, especially the last few months. He won our winter national competition and was re-ranked as our top gymnast out of that. Here's his invert giants. This is his hop pirouette. Kevin did very, very well in this routine. It should score high enough to get both competitors into that next round.
Remember, she's 9.9 already. All he needs is a 9.6 to bump the other American pair of Hope Spivey and Charles Lakes. They had a 19.475 total, and their total now, I'm told, is 19.6. He received a 9.7. Her 9.9 makes them 19.6, so they're easily into the second round. In fact, they go into the second round in second place. So fine showing by this duet. We will have two Americans in the second round. We'll recap all the standings and who qualifies. But first, these messages from our sponsors. Well, the United States fared very well in the first round, taking not only first and second place, but many other places besides that. Right now, you are looking at the top four. The United States team of Stack and Hayden, Davis and Mills finishing 1-2. The Soviet Union and Romania coming in third and fourth. Now, places 5 through 8 show another USA pair of Spivey and Lakes. And yes, technically they did finish fifth, but they are precluded from competing in the next round due to the rules of the competition, which state only 2 teams from one country may advance to the second round. So Spivey and Lakes, congratulations on finishing fifth, but now you've got to get out of here because Germany, the USA team of Johnson & Johnson, finishing seventh. They too have to exit the stadium, as it were. They are not allowed to advance. Only 2 may advance. Bulgaria advances to the next round, finishing in 8th position. Now, the standings show 9, 10, and 12, but don't be confused by that with the 2 USA teams being eliminated, the 2 that finished later in the standings. We will have only 8 teams in the finals. Right now, there is a young man that we want you to take a look at in the floor exercise competition at the Olympic Games in Los Angeles. He took the gold medal. And here at the mixed pairs, he had an outstanding performance, receiving a 9.8.
Now, Leaning's doing his mount as a full twist and double backflip. He can actually do this with one more twist, and it's very easy for him. But look how he just kicks out, just opens up. I'll tell you, the only thing that prevents him sometimes from going higher, we think, is the rafters. He's so powerful on the floor.
A fine performance by Li Ling. The seeding has already taken place. China will go first. After this commercial break, we'll have round number 2.
I've seen her here many times before, but I forgot right things to say.
I'm too old to be smitten. Besides, it's not fitting for me to be looking his way.
Come again.
It's a good time
Well, who knows?
for the great taste.
Okay, here goes. Is this seat taken?
The upset of the week is brought to you by Pepto-Bismol. For most common stomach discomforts, the one that coats is the only one you need. NCAA tourney time. Bobby Knight's defending champions Indiana, ranked 4th in their region, go up against 13th ranked Richmond in the first round. The Hoosiers lead by a point late, but guard Rodney Rice's long jumper turns out to be the gamer as Joe Hillman misses at the buzzer. The loss stops Indiana's tournament win streak at 6 as the Spiders trip up the Hoosiers 72-69. The Pepto-Bismol upset of the week.
Can I have a hot dog? Honey, you just had one. And then your father had to eat it.
Yeah, big eyes.
And he had to eat your cotton candy.
He didn't have to.
Now you tell me.
Heartburn?
Oh, you got it.
No, you do. That's why I always carry Pepto.
Here it comes. The soothing relief of Pepto-Bismol. The one that coats is the only one you need.
How's the heartburn?
What heartburn? Hey, you gonna finish that?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you think physical fitness can help you get ahead in business, subscribe to Street Journal and see what mental fitness can do.
Call 800-228-1900. This great journal subscription offer. 13 weeks for just $29.75 with a money-back guarantee. 13 weeks, $29.75. Phone 800-228-1900 now for the Wall Street Journal.
Welcome back for round two. I'm Leander Riley along with Kathy Johnson and Peter Vidmar for our second round of competition in the McDonald's International Mixed Pairs here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Floor exercise is the event chosen by Yu Feng. She will be teamed with Li Ning. Their combined total going into this round is 19.375. They finished in 7th place after one rotation. Now you are looking at Yu Feng. She is 18 years of age, weighs just 93 pounds.
The Chinese have really changed their philosophy. Many years ago, they were more into flexibility, the artistic side. They've become much more powerful, put a lot of emphasis on tumbling, vaulting, and all the strength moves. Very interesting choice of music. Front somersault, through to a double tuck. Good landing. Nice strong start. Second pass. Another double tuck somersault. A very unique choice of music. Not particularly great choreography. Tumbling has been fair. Your last tumbling pass. Very weak last tumbling pass. Okay, just a fair routine. Not a lot of difficulty there.
But in a competition such as this, that might get you into the third round.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. Now we're going to take a look at the last tumbling pass. She opted to do a much easier dismount. The front somersault through to a single somersault with a full twist. Not difficult at all.
And this is Li Ning, ready to compete on the still rings.
And Lini's going to have to pick up a little bit of slack here because that may not be a very good score, but he is extremely powerful on the rings. Li Ning is the 1984 Olympic champion on the rings, so we should see a good performance here. And you can certainly tell by the size of his arms. That's the source of great jealousy, I think, for me. I was never really a very big muscular gymnast while I was competing. Rings was a good event for me. I was 4th in the games on rings, but I look at these guys, and the Chinese gymnasts are just so big and muscular. It's just amazing.
Capacity crowd here at Stabler Arena. Sold-out competition, in part due by the popularity of gymnastics in the town of Allentown. Parquet, a very popular club in the United States gymnastics world, is based right here.
His first trick, kip to a flange, into a trick that he originated. I guess we can call that the Ning, or the Li Ning. trying to get away from naming skills after gymnastics. Planche press to a handstand. Inverted cross. Back up rise handstand. Giant handstand. And his dismount is a double out, very, very high. Took a hop, though. That's a deduction. It doesn't matter how high it is. If you take a hop, they're going to take some points off.
Li Ning, the man who won this competition back in 1985, trying to make a comeback in 1988.
You know, I'm a little disappointed with the way dismounts have gone on rings because Li Ning used to be able to do a triple backflip. He could do a double backflip. Very difficult dismounts. But they changed the rules a little bit, and they gave very high difficulty credit for a dismount like a double layout, which simply isn't that hard. And so now every gymnast dismounts with a double layout. And I think it's really taken away from the difficulty level of rings.
And now it is back to the United States, the team that finished first after one rotation, although the scores from the first round will carry over into the second round. Right now, these are the people that are on top, Shelley Stack and Dan Hayden. Shelley Stack works out at Caroli's. Bella Caroli is her coach. She has been in the sport for 8 years. She is from Endicott, New York. Currently lives in Houston. Had to leave home to train in the sport. There you see the totals now for this round. 19.5. Li Ning getting a 9-9. The only flaw was the landing.
He could have got a 10 if he had stuck it cold, but he took that hop, and that's about a 10th off.
USA pair. On balance beam, Shelley Stack.
Now, it's really unusual for a gymnast to choose balance beam in a competition where she does have her choice. Shelley's very confident on this event. It's a nice reverse plunge. Handspring, chest roll down. Probably one of the most impressive parts of her competition at the American Cup was immediately following a fall on the uneven bar. She came back on balance beam and on the floor exercise and just did a great job. Many kids in that situation could not come back and perform like that.
Something we
should stress.
We should stress in this mixed pairs event.
Two back handsprings, lay out, step out, slight bend at the knees, which will cost you.
This event is not all fun. I mean, we make light of it in the fact that the two scores are combined, and certainly in terms of international rankings, it really means nothing. But these are international judges, and impressions are made. So the gymnasts must really perform their heart out because they don't want to jeopardize the opinion that a judge might have of them.
It's always important whenever you're performing in front of a huge crowd or in front of these judges that you do a good job. You know, the funny part about this competition, we all begin very relaxed, but once you get into it, this is serious competition. Here's her dismount. She's done quite well so far. Going for a stick, round up, double back dismount. Fairly large step there at the end, but she should be very happy with that routine.
Bella Caroli seems pleased. She seems pleased.
I think the main improvement she can make in her balance beam work is to really learn to straighten her legs completely. As you can see, they're slightly bent here on the back handspring and significantly bent on the layout step out.
And Dan Hayden, her partner, is on the parallel bars, just mounted.
Dan had a little problem on that mount. He's crooked. Oh, he hit his legs in the bars. A major deduction. That should knock them out. I would say that normally parallel bars is technically Dan's best event. But he had that big mistake. You know, once you get off on a routine, it's so hard to get your composure back when you've got a big trick coming up right next. After that, there's a V, planche press to a handstand. And a stutz. Good clean line. Back toss. Another back toss. Another stutz. And double back dismount. So that's going to be a major deduction.
Well, he rallied at the end, but in the beginning it was difficulty and tough break for Stack and Hayden.
In a meet like this, you don't get a second chance.
Right. You can't recoup.
Yeah.
That's right.
Here's his dismount. It's a double back flip.
again, his score will be combined with the score that Shelley Stack received. Shelley receiving a 9.60 for her beam performance. Now we are